So a couple of people have asked me, what do I get for the Maths for Life membership subscription? And it's very difficult to explain if you can't actually see behind the scenes. So I'm going to take this opportunity and record a little video of behind the scenes on the Maths for Life subscription. So bear with me, technology. I am going to share my screen so that you can see what I can see. Okay. So hopefully now you have got in front of you the Maths Mum website, so www.themathsmum.co.uk, and up here you see a Maths for Life, not GCSE section. So if I click on Maths for Life members, you come up with the members homepage, and this is what you will get a login for once you sign up to your subscription. So I'm going to log in as me. And then what you get access to is this lovely matrix, or an array, if you want the technical maths term, of tiles to basically find information. So there are two subscription levels. There were three, but I've decided to remove one of them and just make it quite simple. So there is a £10 annual membership that gives you basic, and then there is a £50 per annum that gives you premium membership. So basic will get you access to everything here that says general information or free resources. So I have split it up by level. So foundation level, entry level 1. Obviously, as soon as I write it, entry level 2 will form the next line. And then we have some additional boxes at the bottom, which I'll talk about in a second. So general information. General information is just a repetition of some of the things that are in the book. Obviously, the outline of the topics. But obviously I may add to that as we go along. Foundation level free resources. So if you pay your £10 annual subscription, what you get access to is all of these for free. Some of them are actually on my website to pay for, but you get them for free if you sign up. The most important one, I think, is actually electronic copies of the progress, record of progress. And the second one, that's landscape, is obviously more expanded and has got an increased number of dates in it. So you are able to click on this, view it, print it, save it as, and download a copy of it locally for you, okay, in a PDF form. There's also things like counting to 10 flashcards. Again, they are there for you to print, to save, to laminate, to reuse, however you want. We also have things like big and small, hot and cold, more or less. So these are pictorial and words. So you've got the picture of more and less with the words associated, then just the picture. Again, the picture with words, and then just the picture. But you can use this, you could use this template as a lesson plan where you can look at more or less, and then you can model it with concrete. You can get your own sweets or Cheerios or blocks, and you can model that exercise plan. Okay, so this is in the free foundations. So if I click on here, this brings me into the premium membership. So the premium membership, I will be publishing monthly. So let's be clear, there is little old me here. I am the Maths Mum and I am leading the charge for Maths for Life, but I still have 3 children to take care of when they're not at school. Fingers crossed they're at school for as long as possible. So I am writing as much as possible and getting it published on a monthly basis. So if you do take your annual subscription, it's not all going to be there today, but it will be at some point over the next year. There will be a raft of workbooks, resources, templates, everything that will absolutely support your path. And I'm doing them in an order that makes sense for the most important stuff to be done first, and then some of the added stuff, added bonus stuff will be done later. But I'm working as fast as I can, and hopefully over the coming months you will see it increasingly populated. So for a start in September, we did the Count How Many workbook up to 10. So unlike a lot of workbooks where you get 1 page, 1 download, I believe in value for time. So I really have a parent head on here. I don't want to be downloading 10 different individual sheets. I want 1 PDF, and this 1 PDF contains 100 sheets. So it's 10 different objects in 10 different numbers, counting up from 1 to 10. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. If you click on it, this is what you get. You can see if you can print, you can laminate, however, what you want. But you see, I start with balloons, and it's how many balloons, 1 through 10. Some are in a formation. You might recognize that as subitizing. It looks like a 5 on a dice. It looks like a 6 on a dice, but the other way around. But then you also have random. So they are actually thought through. There's random counting, there's line counting, there's circular counting. So it gives you an idea and a flavor whether the child can count in any way, shape or form. Okay, so then we have chickens. Now I'm going to scroll down quite fast and go, we have crocodiles. What else have we got? We've got pigs. Yes, we have got, I think the next one is footballs, no, strawberries, and then we have footballs. But you can see, I have got 100 sheets there. So what I do is when I open this PDF, I pick 5 random numbers between 1 and 100. I print those sheets out, and that is what I use for Lance's homework. At the moment, he's doing as many, you know, up to between 3 and 5 of those every day. They're the same thing written on them, count how many strawberries. So he now, over a couple of weeks, through repetition, can read those words. So again, there are 3 mathematical words: count, how many. And of course, he looks at the picture and he knows he's saying strawberries, okay? And then he knows that when he counts, he needs to write his answer on the line down here. So again, it's actually teaching techniques of, I write on the line. If I see a line and see the word answer, that's where I'm expected to write, not up here, not up here, not in the middle. I'm expected to write on the line. Absolutely excellent life skill, because when it comes to writing forms in the future, we need to understand that we write on the line, okay? Everything for a reason. Okay, so that is the first workbook. Obviously, we don't want to ruin the environment, and some people would like templates that they can reuse. So I create a template for you as well. So this is one where you can print out this how many, count how many, add whatever word you want in there, and then you have got the chickens, the eggs, the balloons, and you can print those out, cut them, laminate them, and reuse to your heart's content. Okay. I've also got a simple comparison workbook, which talks about more or less, up and down, big and small. Again, this is a brilliant one for looking at and then modeling. So here is which animal is up. You could create your own seesaw and have figures on it and look at up and down as well. Okay. We have simple addition. So some of the other workbooks that I've published this week are about subtraction. So when you get a typical question in a workbook or Twinkle, you get one question following a format, and then quite often the next question changes the format. And you don't get repetition of the same question, because obviously in a world where they're looking at the commercial and the other children will get bored. They need tested in different ways. But of course, our children need repetition of the same, but indifferent. So it's kind of repetition versus boredom. So what I've done with regard to this subtraction workbook, I have created 10 different versions of the same question. So, but I have changed context each time. So if I open it up, you can see what I'm doing. So here we have Luke and Amir, and it's about pencils. So here we have a subtraction. Luke has a box of pencils. There are 5 pencils in the box. Luke gives Amir 2 pencils. How many pencils does Luke have left? And this is about the subtraction. This is about the understanding that if I have something, then I give some away. What I have remaining is what is left, and I can work that out using a takeaway or a subtraction. And what I've got here is I'm using pencils. You can obviously get 4 pencils, 5 pencils out of the cupboard and actually do a demonstration, move them across to Amir, and then seeing how many you have left. And the idea behind this is then you fill in the number sum. But I do this with Lance, if you'll have seen on the videos, I do them with modeling in concrete, so that, and then we check the answer with Numicon and or with a calculator. So the idea behind it's not just sitting down and doing the workbook or the question, it's using the question to model the lesson. And what I've done is I've repeated the same question, but with different contexts. So here I've got Monica and Amira, and it's apples. Here there's Calvin and Stella, and it's gold stars. Here's Jackson and Imogen, and it's eggs. So clearly you can have a variety, but the same question, the same words repeated every time, okay? Obviously, all those characters and names I have drawn and made up. So if you've got any special requests, or you would indeed like a template, because I've got a template of this, If you would like a template with somebody special in mind, do let me know. Obviously, Lance and Ella have got their own template and they absolutely love it, because when we model this one, we give Lance some blocks, I sit them in there, and then Ella decides how many she wants, and then we move them across, and then we work out Lance gives Ella, how many does Lance have left? So we're modeling it in real life. And the templates I've just done with the same names as on the questions, but any of those can be redone. The name can be changed quite easily if you would like somebody specific. If you've got two friends or friends in classes names you want to use, that is all possible. So again, that is the foundations side. So if I go back to the main template, here, I've also got the premium entry level 1. So very similar. You've got subtraction, only harder. You've got the counting, only from 11 to 20 this time, addition again. But what I have got here is a sample paper. So Pearson Edexcel produce assessments, and I've taken one of their assessments, which is here. I've uploaded it. It is based around working in a restaurant, but obviously clearly aimed towards the 16 plus and adult market. So I have redrafted it, changing the context, but keeping the content and intent absolutely the same. And I've made it more relevant to a younger audience. So this time, this paper is about Megan and organising a birthday party. So you can see there's been subtle changes to make it more accessible to a younger market, but the actual maths and the questions stay the same. So again, if your child is actually ticking all the boxes in the entry level 1 and doing all the sample questions in the book, then you can look at doing this as an assessment, as a kind of, is this something that my child could do independently? Can they do the one without the calculator and with the calculator? And could they actually achieve it in an assessment, on an assessment like basis? And it will be interesting to see, but this has been okayed by Pearson Edexcel. They have seen this version of it and I have got the thumbs up. So hopefully I will do some more of these as well. So we have practice ones, and I'm working with Pearson Edexcel as to how I facilitate this with the centres and schools as well. Okay, so that is it in a nutshell. That is what is behind the scenes. So if we go back to the home page, that is what is behind the scenes of the membership. As I said, there are two membership. If I go back to here, homepage here, there are two different membership prices. So there is the premium, which is £50 a year, or there's the annual membership, which is £10 a year. The premium gets access to everything. Okay, there's only a couple of other things to say. Members directory, useful links. So this will be, as I go on through it, it may be links to other charities, links to other websites that are useful, links to anything that I find that might be of benefit or that I've been told about. And also there is an archive which is currently empty, but my plan is whenever all of the workbooks and resources are made, that this will be populated in a way that makes it correlate to the topics in the book. So if I'm working on a specific topic, I'll be able to go into the archive and look up and find that topic and find everything that's relevant in one place. Again, it is a work in progress. The other aspect of this is I would like to add a forum, which when you log in, you'll be able to ask questions, respond, talk to each other. I'm hoping to do that. Again, it involves an outlay of a monthly sum, so it will depend on how many numbers actually subscribe. So hopefully at some point in the near future, I've got a way to do it. It's just going to be a case of making sure that we can afford to do it. But hopefully if there's enough interest in the subscription site, then we can actually build that forum, and that way we can share ideas, we can share links as well through that. You can do requests to me, or indeed ask questions, or we can solve problems together, talk about maths. If you want to geek out with me, I'm all for it. So hopefully that gives you a sense of what's behind the scenes in Maths for Life and what you get for your £10 and or £50 membership. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, or if you've got any special requests or anything indeed that you would like me to focus on in one of my next month's kind of workbooks, please do let me know. Hopefully it all makes sense, and I will talk to you soon.